Hey guys, today's video is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I've been building some stuff, okay? And this stuff is kind of cool, I guess. I mean, you guys like calendars? I do, especially when they open the first time you click them. You son of a... Anyway, this is Horizon Calendar. In fact, I'm going to put myself down here. And I've been working on this for, God, the last week, I think. And putting everything that I have into it. So it has Google Sync, iCloud Sync. You can see those two down there. We're currently logged in. Okay. And what this allows us to do, if I'm actually going to go to my Google Calendar. Gotta give me a second here. I forgot I was supposed to open it up before we did this. Google Calendar. Here we are. And if we do this, is it going to sync anything back? It's not. One second. Okay. We should be good now. As long as this button still works. It did. See, it popped up. And if I click it, it will say, no, wait, I actually have to click it. There we go. Hey, YouTube. Well, it worked. So again, it syncs between things. You have to create an app, a specialized app password to log into iCloud. That's up to you. None of the data from any of this gets saved to your desktop or anything like that. Not like out in the open or anything. I haven't published this yet as a desktop application. So, you know, this is kind of just a showcase. But if you double click, you're able to add personal, urgent, all day, and here's all the settings and stuff, right? So weekly, by day or month, options, and so on. And it also shows holidays according to your location. So it will automatically detect where you are and at what country you're in, and it will display only your holidays. It knows I'm in Canada. These little dots here are also lunar cycles. So if we look here, the 18th was half a moon, and then the other half of the moon, and so on and so forth. And again, this is way better than my other one, which was part of my dot files. Hey, look, it said my birthday. Oh, that's Thanksgiving, Canada. That's Labor Day. There's my birthday. Yes. So I had to learn a lot of stuff. The last 15 to 20 hours were me learning how all of this works. The syncing between stuff and building an entire CLI application around it to make sure it's got a daemon and everything. It's just one of those things that takes an extreme amount of effort. Okay, so that's it for now. I think I'm going to be adding tasks and stuff. You know what I mean? What does this say? The creator list as... Okay. Yeah. All right. Someone's already being funny. And if you guys have any features that you want added to it, let me know and I'll do that. You click the bell. It shows you what you're going to be notified and when. I'm going to add in some sound effects so when it goes off, you'll be notified. And I think that would honestly be pretty cool. So that's the calendar for now. Now, when it comes to my file manager, I've been updating this constantly. I've been just building it as much as I can. Like if we went in here, I click the river otter hat and we go to images, you can see I've got a ton of information now. I'm still working on this, okay? It's not done by any means. I think my plan is instead of this little thing, I'll have an actual preview of the image. My nose is being bothered again by the mustache hair. I'm going to shave it off. For this one, it's more in depth. As you can see, it's got a little more information. It doesn't show the megapixels for some reason. Don't know why, but there it is. The videos have previews, so it will reach into the video and it will rip out a frame and it will use that as your preview. As you can see, that's the way that works. I still have to fix it because it seems cropped. So that's an issue that I have to deal with. Now, before, what would happen is if I was like this wouldn't work, okay? Because the hip position would be off and the mouse wouldn't know what to do. But now I've made it fully dynamic And oh, by the way, these are some tooltips I've added. They're pretty cool. They show you the read and write history and all this other stuff. But that's not the point. It's now dynamic. So when something gets added, it will instantly recalculate itself, so I don't have to really do anything. That's why everything is just working. No matter what size I do, it will just function. Oh no. I'm gonna stop that there. There we go. Perfect. There you go. I almost fucked up my config folder. Another thing is I added some of the basics to this. So let's get rid of this, okay? So if I right click this, you'll notice that we have copy to, move to, we have, I have to fix that, actions. So we have copy to path, duplicate, system link, cut, permanent delete. We also have archive, so we can compress. But if you are on compressing things, it's in there. It's built in. It's not like other file managers where it's separate. You have full multi-threading, archiving, and on-archiving. Open with fully works, as you can see. It's nice. And there's also set as default as well. There's the ability to do a lot of stuff with folders. Open a new tab, open a new window, open an Ottershell, open as administrator, add to favorites, open with, open, copy, paste, paste in folder, rename, hide. Yes, you can hide things. Open file location, copy to, move to, actions, archive, move to trash, and properties. I haven't finished properties for folders yet. I'm still working on it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So we are going to have to, I'm going to have to figure that out. Another thing is .desktop files will show the icons that they're using. So if there's an icon listed in the inside, it'll be shown on the outside. So it's nice and fancy. All right, another thing is I fixed the performance when resizing. As you can see, it's instant now. Isn't that awesome? And the best part is, if I close this down, it pretty much instantly opens itself up now. Now, I did some optimizations with it, and they're crazy optimizations, by the way. Let me look at my phone real quick. The crazy optimizations are as follows. If I wanted to open up a folder with 15 million items on the inside and not have any slowdown whatsoever, I can do that now. Because before, if I went to here and here, it would end up being slow. Like I'm opening up the home folder. As you can see, it's pretty much instant. And yeah, if I open up videos, also instant. Because everything is handled instantly. And even big folders like this, look, we have all the performance in the world because I separated the UX thread with everything other thread, the IO thread, so on and so forth. I added this. Oh, you can see it. Look at that. Zoom in, zoom out. Okay. This makes it easy. The UX itself, one second, let me just make this float. Stop it. Help that. Quit it. It's pretty smooth for the most part, given the fact that it's CPU accelerated. But as you can see, the sidebar stays still. Yeah, it does. Now, I still have to fix some minor stuff, but other than that, it seems to work fine. Another fix that I did is if I go to my home folder, my desktop, my pictures, you notice that it all stays the same. And if I change this to this and we do the same thing, desktop, home, it stays the same. I made it unified across everything, just like it normally should be. Search has gotten a kind of a crazy upgrade with the ability for all of this stuff and filters for executables, markdowns, whatever you need to, right? It's all there. So it makes search probably one of the most in-depth you'll probably find, given the fact that I really don't really do search very well within other file browsers. Yeah. All right. Another bug that I ended up fixing, and this one was important because it was shown to me by a friend of mine. I gotta close this down and open it back up. Is now every single icon theme works. Adwaita, Yara, they're no longer pixelated. There will maybe be some issues. I don't know if I fixed those yet or not. See the trash can? Yeah, I still have to fix that. I added this, so now you can see how much room you have and how much room you have left. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, I guess. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is my overview. And I've been trying to get this overview for ages now. So here it is. This is my overview. And as you can see, it looks mighty fine. And if you're wondering, yeah, you can reposition things. I need to initiate a capture refresh so it doesn't end up being half stuck like this. But the minute I do that, I'm pretty much golden. You know what I mean? I click this, it will show the applications that I have installed. I'm going to have to fix this to be a little cleaner. Down here is quick access. So basically, if I click this, it will bring me over to where I was with this and everything in between. The overview is accessible by Windows tab, which is not built into the Hyprland folder. No, it's built in because we have our own IPCs. I'm bypassing Hyprland completely. There you go. There's your update. I am getting very, very close to the beta release of my desktop environment. Again, I've just been pushing like crazy to make things a little bit better. And what I mean by that is if I go to processes and I type dock, the dock is 268 megabytes right now. You can see it right there. We just sit, we let it sit. Okay. Should go down because I made it kind of go down. Why is it not going down? Why are you like this? You know, the minute I try to show the people something, you gotta bug out, don't you? You know? But here's the cool part. I close that down. I'm going to go to dock and I'm going to switch this to Pyro. What this does is it switches the dock over to CPU. And what that means is, I'm sorry that this doesn't have blur. I'm going to fix that, I promise. If I type dock now, we're at 84 megabytes. Most of the RAM usage with my dock is because it's GPU accelerated due to just I wanting the best performance. But here's the cool part. I kind of get that anyway. With CPU, I'm up to about 240 FPS. That's all I need. There's some headroom. If I undo VSync, it goes up to about 380. So that's fine. It works at the user's refresh rate. That's another cool thing. But yeah, I've kind of been just pushing it. What the hell are you? 1 second. Thank you. I have to fix that one, don't I? Where are my rules? I think they're right here. Open this with gedit. I'm gonna grab this. We're gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste this. And I'm going to rename this to Otter Monitor. And that should hopefully do it. Nope, is that not the name of the application? I swear it was. Otter Monitor. Weird. Am I just not able to add blur to it? Oh, maybe it's in caps. Maybe that's the problem. Let's take a look. No, it's just Otter-Monitor. Weird. Because that's what it's like for everything else. Oh, no, namespace is correct. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out later. It's not supposed to be transparent anyway. And that's it. I'm gonna go now, guys. Again, sorry about the weird video. I'm trying different video editing techniques in the background, and once I kind of get to something I enjoy, then, well, we'll get back to the other videos. But I've been hard at work doing things behind the scenes, and I hope you guys enjoy what I'm doing. I hope you guys find it interesting and cool. If you do, let me know. If you got any ideas for any features, I'll add them. Bye.